Once the commission has been opened, roll call will be taken as normal. The President will then proceed to adopt the agenda. An agenda is a subject to be discussed in the Commission at that specific time. Other committees would refer to it as the issue being debated. Once the agenda has been adopted, the Commission is adjourned and delegates will break for consultations. Consultations are similar to lobbying. Since the committees are officially adjourned, the discussions are considered informal and is a free-flow discussion, hence why the process can also be referred to as informal informals. As a further incentive for delegates to follow their respective foreign policy and their country's views on the issue at hand, THIMUN Qatar will be implementing alliance blocks as part of its procedure. These alliance blocks will consist of member states with similar foreign policies, as well as objectives and goals on the agenda. During consultations, a draft resolution should be formulated by members of each alliance bloc. Once resolutions have been drafted, the committee is reconvened. For CCPCJ, resolutions first undergo a line-by-line review, which means resolutions are debated clause by clause. There is a significant difference between the way debate is conducted in the CCPCJ compared to other committees. Therefore, delegates are required to pay close attention to understand this step in the debating procedures. As there is a line-by-line review for the resolution, a main submitter is required for each clause. Each clause would be read out by its main submitter. However, there is no open debate to speak for or against the clause. The House would simply be asked if they have any objections. If there are indeed any objections, the clause will be set aside to be debated later. If not, the clause passes. This is repeated for all clauses in the draft resolution. After the line-by-line review of the entire draft resolution, the clauses that had objections will then be debated upon. The Commission will be adjourned for a second consultation. This is where member states are required to come to a consensus on the remaining clauses where there is disagreement. This process will carry on until all the clauses have been changed or dropped. Dropped clauses will not be re-debated further after consultations too. When there is an agreement on all the remaining clauses, the Commission reconvenes. It is then moved to adopt the resolution. If there are no objections, then the resolution passes by consensus. The goal is for all member states to come to a consensus on the resolution. If any country is in opposition, then a traditional vote on the resolution will occur. A few points to remember. Throughout the committee sessions, there will be two consultations, Consultation 1 and Consultation 2. The primary focus of Consultation 1 is the drafting of the resolution, while Consultation 2 would be to reach a consensus among all parties on disputed clauses. CCPCJ consists of double delegations. It is highly requested that each member of the double delegation work on separate agendas of the Commission. Once again, as practiced by the Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice, all member states are required to come to a consensus on the resolution. This is the goal. To summarize the debating process, once the Commission is open, the agenda or issue is approved and the committee is adjourned for informal informals, otherwise known as lobbying. During Consultations 1, member states meet in the alliance blocks and a line-by-line review is conducted on the draft resolution as a whole. The first clause is read. If approved by the House, it passes. The next clause is read and the process takes place again. If the clause is not approved, it is saved for further discussion and the House moves on to the next clause. After the line-by-line review, the House moves on to Consultation 2 to find consensus or a general agreement on the objected clauses. Finally, the Commission reconvenes and the resolution is approved by consensus. If there are still objections, it undergoes a traditional vote.